how many were even allowed. If we're going so far as to communicate to our students what's a level 2, level 3, level 4 problem, should we also carry it one step further and communicate to at least our students who are taking it that this level 4 problem is worth 1 point and this level 3 problem is worth 5 points, so that they know where their points are coming from? Did I kind of summarize it?
So like on a question where it says level 4, go level 4 and then next to it 1 point. Or level 4 question, 3 points.
It needs to be communicated to our shareholders, I think, to our parents and to our kids. They need to know. Maybe they've been doing it all along, but ultimately, they're not going to get an assessment home, right? The parents aren't going to get assessments anymore. That's what I understand this to be.
Well, let me just clarify that point again. There will still be going lots of information home. All right, kids take quizzes, they do assignments. That will still go home. All right. These are common cumulative assessments that they've had quizzes on these before, and as a parent, you're going to have information formative on how your student is doing, and then when they take the common assessment, the teachers will go over that with the students. If a parent has a question, they can come in and go through the test with the teacher. They're happy to do that.
So like in math, they'll get a chapter quiz, all those get sent home, and then when they have the
quizzes
as well.
Quizzes, assignments,
but like a
unit major final
which
big test.
Typically those would be worth a lot toward the grade.
Right.
I think the best place to address that is in that communication of that assessment of the second goal that's on there, because I mean I tend to agree, okay, and I can understand Mark you saying, well, nothing's really changed, we've always done this. You know what? If that's the case, then there was a hell of a lot of stink made for nothing last year. So something changed, and we need to
that was
just
a different
address
thing
it. Understood. We just need to address it with proper communication, which I think was addressed in our 5:30 to 7:30 meeting.
Okay, then it will hit here.
You know, not detailed, but we need to work on that through a communication committee.
Maybe we should revamp the committee.
There's
Discussion for
something
another
in there,
time.
I know. So,
Can I move on?
Yes, please.
Kindergarten reading program. What we're recommending is a change here. Again, I put a Q&A together for the board, and basically what we are recommending is that we replace the 30 minutes of Spanish that kindergartners currently get once a week with additional reading. And I'm not going to drone on about it. If you have questions, please
the
ask.
question is that adequate enough? I mean, obviously it's better than what we had, but are we going to kind of try it and see? Is this just simply silent reading, or?
Is this just
No,
for this class?
there's a whole. Matt, do you want to talk a little more about that?
I will, and Patty, there's a lot of other things going on with kindergarten. We're making quite a few changes in the kindergarten program. For example, both reading specialists are going to go in the first week of school and help out with the assessments. It's kind of never been done before. They've always waited. The kindergarten teachers have asked for help around January, so we're going to start right away and try to identify kids who either need extra help or enrichment right from the start. So the reading specialists are going to start. So that's one of the changes. Another change is kind of the instructional philosophy of kindergarten. The teachers have been through they're going to work with a trainer next year. We already had the trainer come in and observe in every classroom for a good part of a day. And so they're going to meet over the summer, kind of changing their structure a little bit, because
A general trainer or reading specific?
She's a reading specialist and an experienced kindergarten teacher also, and so this is part of that too. Is that 30 minutes in Spanish wasn't very productive time. They did some very basic things. Most of it was because they retained very little, just meeting once a week. So they go over the colors and the names, and I was in there about midway through the year, and they still had their name cards on the desk. Because the Spanish teacher doesn't get to know them very well, just have them 1 day a week. So we felt like it would be a much better use of time to connect what's going on in the classroom and do some additional literacy activities, some physical things, some fun things, but stuff that relates to literacy and connects what's going on in the classroom. So both reading specialists are going to be involved in that. So the plan for the first half of the year is one of the reading specialists is going to take, let's say, class of 20. That's what we're thinking we're going to have it at maximum. They'll take 10 in a computer lab and do some computer-based literacy activities, possibly Orton Gillingham, and then the other 10 will go to the room right across the hall and do some movement and music and some phonetic activities.
They divide it up based on needs?
It could be flexible. It certainly could be done that way. It could be. It probably won't be to start. It would just be a fluid group.
What's the enrollment right now? Do you know about?
It's right around 50.
50, that's good.
52 maybe. There's a trickling in, but it doesn't look like it's going to get over 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone comfortable with this change?
I just had a question. I know I brought it up earlier. Like, I would like to see them do, eliminate more things. Spend more time in the classroom reading. That's just my personal feeling. I don't know. You're a teacher, Leandra. Do you think that would be beneficial?
You know what, you're asking me in a content area that I have no expertise in. So I appreciate the question, but I would be ill-prepared.
I can tell you, Gina, that everything they do in kindergarten is literacy-based.
But
it's all connected to reading.
I guess I'm talking about like when they go to gym and music and art.
Well, we try to do it there too.
Will they go to Spanish in the afternoon if they're extended day or not at all?
The extended day kids have an extra special every year, so it'll be
was Spanish ever an extra special?
Art, extra PE, extra music.
I see. All right.
How will we know if it works?
Good question.
Well, I think one thing you'll be able to see is that the kids are at risk. We really think we can get that to improve on that.
We have 12.
Will there be any tests that the reading specialists are going to be doing at the beginning of the year that can then be used to benchmark progress against?
Yeah, actually, we were going to be, what we haven't done before, but we want to begin that this next year in kindergarten is to begin dibbles earlier. Typically we do it in mid-year, and we think because we want to get a better handle on where these kids come in, and then where they are in January, and then where they are at the end of the year. So we'll have 3 benchmarks. Okay, next item, update on the district curriculum goals. Part of the June report every year, I run through the goals. We had 2 overall goals. One was the curriculum goal, and I'll run through all the conditions of satisfaction for that. The first one was that the scales for all subject areas and all grade levels are completed by August 23rd, 2010. We did that. They were completed on that date. The mastery outcome assessments were revised by April 29, 2011, and we did get that. The only exception would be a couple maternity leaves where the teachers simply were on maternity leave. So what's happening now this summer is teachers are working to complete those areas where teachers were not available to do the work because they had other things keeping them busy. Next one, pilot projects are implemented in grade 3, grade 4, Spanish, and so on, and we implemented those. Next one, parent communication about the transition to a standards-based grading and reporting system begins in September 2010, with the pilot projects and continues various points through the year. So we had a number of things written at first. Parent meetings, we formed a parent advisory committee. One extremely unfortunate thing was our STI software that The company didn't come through for us, so that definitely was not